If we wanted to come in and do the as type of syntax, let's go ahead and we'll emulate that here really quickly. So by doing that, we're going to get rid of scope everywhere, but everywhere you see scope down here, we'll have to put this dot sort by, this dot reverse, and so on and so forth. So I'm going to go ahead and add a new file. We'll call this customers controller with as. We'll paste that in. Now I need to come in and we simply take this off. And now we can come in and do a replace here. So we're going to replace scope, and that's what we want to find, with this. And we're going to basically do all of these. So we'll say all, we'll hit replace. And there we go. So now you can see that everything that previously had $scope on it now has this dot reverse, this dot customers, and you get the idea there. Now, if we go back into our actual view, we're of course going to need to reference that controller script. So we'll say with as. And now if I run it, you're going to see that things are a little bit different here. You'll see it doesn't work. And that's expected at this point because we haven't done the as syntax. So I'll say as controller. And now if I come down onto my ng repeat and say name of the controller, which really we're referencing the scope here, the scope.customers. Let's go ahead and see what we get at this point. And you can see we now get data, but notice the total customers doesn't show. And that's because it doesn't know where to get customers down here either. So we'll say controller dot, and we'll go ahead and run it again. And now you'll see we get the 4. So that's the two options that you have. I think it really depends on what you prefer. I'm going to go back because I like the just kind of native way by default, unless you have a good reason to use the as. If you are using nested controllers or other syntax where it's kind of hard to figure where the properties are coming from, then I think the as syntax makes a lot of sense. But that's both options that you can use to reference a controller in a view.